Welcome everyone to another IDW Sonic comic review. Today we're taking a look at the Endless Summer Special. This is actually part of a series of one-shots IDW is releasing, featuring some of their licensed IPs like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Dungeons & Dragons, and My Little Pony. In fact, one variant cover for all these one-shots is a connecting picture with all of them on a beach with something interrupting their fun. That something being Sonic the Hedgehog. For those hoping for a My Little Pony / Sonic crossover, this is the closest thing to one, and it's not even the right generation. Sorry those who want to see Sonic and Rainbow Dash meet. And to clarify things, these one-shots stay within their own universes. There is no crossover at any point. These are just stories centered around the theme of summer fun. Which is funny considering that at the time of release, summer is more or less winding down. People getting back to work, school already starting in many places, and so forth. To be fair, the issue was delayed. Nothing new for IDW at this point. So one could probably recontextualize this as an end of summer celebration. And that's exactly what we're going to do. End the summer with style. Let's begin. And spoilers from this point forward. Sonic stops by Tails' Emerald Town / Central City lab to see if Tails wants to hang out on this nice sunny day. Tails unfortunately declines. He's focusing on finishing a new, faster tornado. He does ask Sonic to see if the restoration has a spare crankshaft socket, and Sonic's happy to oblige for his buddy. This of course leads to the joke of Tails wondering if Sonic meant him or the plane. Because remember, the tornado is technically Sonic's plane, even though Tails is the one who flies it the most. As Sonic zips around Restoration HQ, he passes Jewel the Beetle's office and makes a mess. At least he's courteous enough to help her clean up the mess. This leads to Sonic to comment on Jewel's busy life and wonders if her or anyone else around here knows how to have fun. Jewel says Tangle and Whisper do, but she hasn't seen them since they're busy with the new diamond cutters. It's clear to Sonic that Jewel feels left out and is compensating by focusing on her paperwork. So after getting Tails what he needs, he returns to Jewel's office and says they're going on a very important mission. To the beach! And he's bringing backup in the form of Tangle and Whisper. Whisper even brought along her Wisp buddies inside this carrying case. Aww. The reason this is important is, if one's going to be saving the world for the long haul, they have to learn it's not just about working hard. You need to find the time to relax and not push yourself too hard, otherwise you'll burn out and not be able to help anyone. With that in mind, Jewel joins in on the fun. During a game of volleyball, Jewel's retrieval of the out-of-bounds ball leads to her and Sonic discovering the Babylon Rogues are also on the beach. And Sonic's blabbermouth gave them away. While there is room on the beach for both parties, one group claims that their vibe will be ruined by the presence of the other. Wave proposes a tournament of different games to determine who stays and who goes. The first 4 categories being disc catching, a swimming relay, sand sculpting, and surfing. Sonic's team wins disc catching and sand sculpting, while the Babylon Rogues win the swim relay and surfing. Frankly, the last one's not fair since, you know, their main gimmick is riding airboards and all. Plus, the 2 events Team Sonic lost involved water, and we all know Sonic's attitude towards that element. So it all comes down to one final game, volleyball. First team to 21 points with a 2-point lead wins. At first things go well for Team Sonic, but Jewel gets distracted by all the times Tangle is busy with the new diamond cutters, and she misses hitting the ball at certain times, allowing the Babylon Rogues to catch up with and surpassing Team Sonic. With the Rogues 1 point away from victory, Sonic huddles with the girls to get them hype. Their goal? To not let the Rogues win, and to remind Jewel to chill at the beach. This leads to Jewel to come up with a plan to win, take advantage of Jet's ego, make him feel like he's being left out, and pull some surprising tricks. Plus, with the Rogues pretty much ignoring Jewel, it gives Team Sonic the edge, and soon enough, Team Sonic wins the game and the tournament. Although, was it really fair? Team Sonic had 4 members, while the Babylon Rogues have 3. Now to be fair, up until the end, Jewel was considered a load. Still, the Babylon Rogues lose and leave in a huff. However, Jewel feels bad for ruining their day and invites them to hang out and eat snacks, both sides having brought plenty of food. Though Jet had to be convinced by Wave to join in, to play on the chance that he might get a rematch. Of course, he and Sonic get into it when debating on how they prefer to roast their marshmallows, with Whisper showing off her own method. Off to the side, Tangle and Jewel comment on how much they have fun together and miss each other's company. So they decide to set aside some time to take a break from their respective works and hang out the next weekend. And the story ends with the groups chilling on the beach, eating marshmallows under a beautiful sunset. Gail Galligan wrote this story, and if you're unfamiliar with her, she previously wrote 2 stories for the Sonic 30th Anniversary specials, Dr. Eggman's Birthday and Amy's New Hobby. But those were classic era tales. This is the first time she's worked on a story set in the modern setting, and she does a good job of maintaining the already established continuity, even making callbacks to the previous times Tangle, Jewel, and or Whisper encountered the Babylon Rogues, namely when they robbed Jewel's shop and Jewel herself in the 2019 annual, and Whisper eating Jet's calzone in the 2022 annual. Oh, and the Rogues did help save the world, but I guess it doesn't factor into this situation. Then again, Jewel was timid when she tried to point this out. And of course, this is set during the current Misadventures arc, as we can see Duo with the new Diamond Cutters. But thankfully that plot point has no bearing on this story. This is pretty much Jewel's tale, with her learning to take a break from hard work in order to not suffer from a burnout at a key moment. And who better to teach her this than Sonic the Hedgehog? I mean, look how often we see the guy chilling out after defeating Eggman or some other villain. The guy knows what he's talking about. The volleyball game is a good example of what Sonic warned Jewel about, as her focusing more about her busy life and missing Tangle almost cost Team Sonic the game. It's only when Sonic and friends remind Jewel to relax and live in the now that she started having fun and have them win the game. Of course, she still has to organize and plan, it's kind of her thing, but this time it's in the spirit of fun and not some disaster like the Zeddy attack or Trial by Fire. Another opportunity to relax that was ruined by outside circumstances, only much more serious compared to this special. And hey, at least here it ends happily for everyone, as Jewel extends an olive branch to the Babylon Rogues after they lost, and the 2 groups hang out at a campfire eating snacks. She realized the Rogues just wanted to relax just like her group does, and as noted earlier, there was plenty of beach to go around, but pride and ego got in the way. Of course, this whole thing was possible thanks to Sonic not wanting to waste this beautiful day, and helping those see that there is more to life than just work. Tangle, of course, is more than happy to have fun, but I'm more surprised to see Whisper out of her element. I mean, she probably was more happy-go-lucky before the trauma of losing the old Diamond Cutters, as indicated by her picture here. But now it seems she's healed enough that she's willing to head to the beach to have some fun. No doubt hanging out with Tangle helped with that. Something I believe Jewel, Tangle's oldest friend, is jealous of. Once again, it works out as Tangle and Jewel agree to set aside time so the 2 of them can hang out. All in all, this is your standard beach tale, complete with a competition to see who has the right to the beach. A low-stakes adventure that works out in the end. Is it cliché? Yes. But the reason it's a cliché is, often, but not always, it makes the audience feel good, and that's what the story did for me. The art by both Tracy Yardley and Thomas Rothlisberger adds to the feel-good tale. I mean, there was one moment I actually felt bad for the Rogues. Well, Storm at least, and that's due to the art. But then Jewel did her thing, and seeing them all happy actually made me feel happy. And it does teach an important lesson to not overwork yourself to a point where you cannot be of any help. Since the summer is generally considered to be the relaxing season, what better way to close it out than spending one more day at a beach with friends? In issue 63, Sonic reminded Blaze that she's not on a working vacation. Now that had to be explained to him by Jewel. Depending on when exactly the beach adventure takes place, Sonic might have used that knowledge to help Jewel herself get out of her overworking habit, Or she could have mentioned the concept of a working vacation to him not long after. Or I'm sprouting nonsense, due to the fact that this is the second IDW Sonic comic in a row dealing with Sonic teaching people to relax.